Greetings, fellow explorers. I'm Caitlin Steakley, your guide on a fun-filled adventure we call Wish You Were Here, where we're mounting up for cowboy shooting, getting lost for some southern cuisine, adventuring into a famous waterfall, getting close with singer-songwriters, and taking in the beauty of a stunning yet rustic lodging and event destination. Get ready for another unforgettable trip through Tennessee's Upper Cumberland, exclusively on Wish You Were Here.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Wish You Were Here, produced under an agreement with the Upper Cumberland Development District and made possible in part through support from the Tennessee Tech University Center for Rural Innovation and the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development.
In the heart of Tennessee, there's a little slice of heaven you've just got to see. Oh man, wish you were here.
Welcome to Wish You Were Here, Adventures in Tennessee's Upper Cumberland. I'm Caitlin Steakley, your guide as we explore the scenic beauty and unique culture of this stunning region. Together we will uncover hidden gems, take in picturesque landscapes, and encounter the remarkable personalities that define the charm of the Upper Cumberland. Before we meet up with our Wish You Were Here field correspondents, let's explore a lodging and event venue that boasts gorgeous grounds and gardens, Southern hospitality, and helps its guests to make everlasting milestone memories. The Salt Box Inn and Stables is an ideal escape just outside of downtown Cookeville.
The Salt Box Inn and Stables, located in Cookeville, is a premier event and lodging destination characterized by rustic southern charm and modern luxury. Known for its distinctive salt box architectural style, a nod to colonial America, the inn offers guests a unique blend of history, elegance, and comfort.
Today we are at the Salt Box Inn and Stables in Cookeville, Tennessee with owner Suzanne Buck. Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
The property is absolutely gorgeous here.
It's a fun
and
place.
It's super eclectic. Tell me a little bit about the history of this location.
Well, it was built in the early 70s by George and Susan Buchanan. They built it as a home, just as a farm. They went around and gathered old things to build it for about 3 years, and they got enough old things and they built it.
Now, did you do all of the decor and decorating inside the home now?
Well, I've lived here 34 years.
Okay.
So that's a long time to put stuff up, junk, you just find stuff.
You don't just live here though. This property is a premier destination for weddings and events of all kinds. Tell us what people can use this property for.
You can use it for family vacations, you can use it for family reunions. We have a lot of weddings that use it for the whole weekend, so the wedding party's here or family's here. You can use it at birthday parties. Really, you can use it for anything you want. You can rent all of it, you can rent part of it, whatever you need.
The Salt Box Inn is celebrated in providing hospitality with a truly tailored experience for each guest. With 4 elegantly appointed suites, the inn provides a relaxing retreat.
Tell me about each individual piece of the property. We're in the main house here, but there's other buildings around the property as well.
Sure. There is the stables, and it's where we have most of our large receptions. It will hold up to 300 if the doors are closed and AC on or heat. We can open the doors. We've had as many as 650, so that works. We have the loft, which is an upstairs room in the old hay barn, and it's also a venue. And it's a little smaller, but it's very quaint. Everybody loves it. We have a pool, so if you want to bring your family and have a weekend, you can be at the pool.
Everything's so pretty. You guys also have some farm animals on site that I saw coming in.
Well, my son and grandsons have some horses and ponies.
So you can get the full farm experience.
We don't have pigs, so yeah, you get some farm experience.
As a photographer, I see so many beautiful locations that people could utilize to take photos. Do you guys offer the property for that?
We do. Photographers are here all the time. We have a large oak tree that has a swing. That's real popular. They're anywhere on the property. We have them here all the time.
Now, if someone's wanting to plan a stay here at the Salt Box, how can they do that?
Just call me. You can also get on my website. It's just so much easier to call, and that way I can explain what I have and what they need and see what's going to work best for them.
Thank you so much, Suzanne, for having us. I'm excited to explore the property and see all of the beautiful locations you have.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you're here.
Whether you're indulging in a weekend escape from the hustle and bustle or hosting a grand event or wedding, the Inn's dedicated team works tirelessly to ensure every detail is perfect. From intimate weddings to corporate retreats, its well-appointed accommodations, state-of-the-art facilities, and impeccable service, the Salt Box Inn has firmly established itself as a pinnacle of hospitality in Tennessee, attracting visitors from all corners of the globe.
Have you ever been somewhere that you had to get lost to find? That's what they say about adventuring to Fog Light Food House, a special and hidden away place near Rock Island State Park. Let's see if field correspondent Matt Beal has found his way to this special spot on the map in Walling, Tennessee.
Neatly nestled in the treetops high above the beautiful Caney Fork River is Middle Tennessee's Fog Light Food House. Inspired by the water, the woods, the countryside, and the fog, Fog Light Food House merges fine dining with casual outdoor exploration.
Greetings and welcome to the Fog Light Food House, a unique treasure here in Walling that you have to get lost to be able to find. And we're joined today to help us find our way by executive chef and owner Edward Philpo. Edward, thanks so much for having us in today.
Thanks for coming.
We
Good to see
appreciate
you.
it. Well, this is just fantastic to be here. We're here on a busy night. You've got
Looking pretty good.
a big crowd, I'm sure, as always.
Yep.
Let me ask you, let's start right there with the spirit of it. You've got to get lost to find it. Where did that come from, and what does that mean to you?
Well, did you get lost on your way here?
As a matter of fact, there was a time or two I thought I was lost, so that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it originated from an old gentleman. He was on his phone, he was in the car. He'd been driving around for an hour and a half. And he called and he said, "Where are you?" And I said, "Well, where are you?" He said, "I got no idea." Finally, he said, "I don't think I'm ever gonna find." Well, there you are. And I said, "I told you, you got to get lost to find us."
You've got $1 million view here outside. We're right here on the banks of the Caney Fork.
Yep.
So what can we expect when we come here? Let me ask you as a chef, what are your culinary inspirations and how is that expressed on your menu?
I think the biggest inspiration regarding the food is purity of purpose. I'm deeply fond of the South. So we have a Cajun flair, but we've got my grandmama from South Carolina, a little bit of that in it too. We got Mama Hall shrimp and grits, and it was my grandmother. Overall, the biggest inspiration is just being able to explore a creative outlet with what we consider to be our art form that is relatable to pretty much everybody.
Wow. Is there one that comes to mind, something that's been with you from the beginning, near and dear to your heart, or that people say, "Edward, I'm here because I had to have the..."
I worked at the Scarecrow Country Inn 100 years ago with Wanda and the gang. The one thing that's really stuck with me was the pecan crusted catfish. And so when we opened the old Fog Light, I called Wanda and I said, "Can I do your pecan crusted catfish at my restaurant?" She said, "There's nobody I'd rather have doing it." So it's been with us since day one.
And a very unique environment to take it all in. Inside, it feels like no place I've ever been before, yet it feels very comfortable.
You know, it's funny when you're poor and pull something off, it's easy to call it inspiration. The inspiration was we didn't have a lot of money to build what we wanted. So what we did was we figured we would build something that we thought everybody else could relate to. Everybody likes rustic and funky and industrial, and if it's broken, put a frame around it and call it art. I've always kind of considered the Fog Light to be like an imperfection with firm edges. You can come in a suit, a lady can come in a gown and sit right next to somebody who just came in off the river, and everybody fits right in.
And that'll do it for our visit to Walling, Tennessee and Fog Light Food House. I encourage you to get out and explore, maybe get a little lost and see what you can find. And until next time, wish you were here.
Foglight Food House, a place to get lost, slow down, savor the experience, and of course, the food.
A no-rush, high-adventure kayaking trip to one of the southeastern United States' most popular waterfalls. Let's join field correspondent Rafferty Cleary as he joins the team at Kayaking Adventures of Tennessee for an early morning float to Burgess Falls on Center Hill Lake.
Guest-focused, no-rush trips are what Kayaking Adventures of Tennessee is all about. Owners Tara and Eddie create small group outings with a big impact, as their goal is to make their guests feel special and like part of the family.
Hello everyone, we're up bright and early today as we get set to kayak to Burgess Falls on Center Hill Lake in White County. Tara and Eddie are our guests today. They are the owners of Kayaking Adventures of Tennessee. Thanks so much for letting us spend a little bit of time with you today.
Thanks for coming with us.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Go through the history of this business. How did Kayaking Adventures of Tennessee get started?
We found our way up to Burgess Falls State Park, and at that time, the stairs to the bottom were closed due to the washout underneath the pylon. I wanted to find a way to the bottom, so that I did. I didn't know about Cane Hollow at the time. It was a different area. So I found my way through Windows Cliff State Natural Area. Hiked in from Cane Creek and then hiked up and swam up to Burgess Falls. I became the guy known to, like, if you wanted to get to the bottom of Burgess, this is how you do it. That's when it all began.
Kind of exploded.
Yes.
So what makes your kayaking experiences different than all of the other ones that we hear across the Upper Cumberland?
So we're a little bit different. We don't run our business too much like a business. We want people to feel like a family when they leave with us. So we have small groups. We do one no-rush trip per day. And then we only have 13 people that come out with us, and we want people to get in touch with nature. We do a trash cleanup on our trip. We tell about the history on our trip so people appreciate the area. Just laid back, fun. They get to play on the waterfall, in the water.
So today we're going to the Queen. Burgess Falls, as many call it. It's one of the most talked about waterfalls in the southeastern United States, but this is a unique trip because you all only offer it so many times a year. What can we experience today when we take this trip?
So this is our sunrise paddle. We only do it 3 times a year, and that's usually the 3 days before the 4th of July. And we found it's really busy out there in the 4th of July, especially in the afternoon. So we wanted our trips to be safe, but we still wanted people to come around the holiday. So going earlier, you get that safe trip, but you also get to watch the sunrise over Burgess. So when we get out there, the sun won't have come over the top of Burgess yet, and then when we're sitting at the bottom, it'll actually rise over Burgess Falls, which is really cool to see.
Kind of tell folks what they need to be prepared for, how they need to be prepared when they come on a trip with Kayaking Adventures of Tennessee. What are the do's and the don'ts and things folks need to know?
So I'll start with, we don't allow no drugs or alcohol on a trip. That's just for everybody's safety. Number 2, we don't allow anything but closed-toes shoes on our trip. With all of the debris at the bottom of Burgess, the rocks, fish hooks, and everything that flows down the river, open-toe shoes just definitely ain't safe down there, especially if you're getting in the water.
So what's your favorite part of any average trip? What do you all get the biggest kick out of?
I think we just love talking to people. We actually had someone leave as a review, I think on Yelp, that said, I think Tara and Eddie just do this to make friends, which is probably partially true. Because we make a lot of lasting friendships, and we still talk to people years later. They send us graduation pictures of their kids and everything like that. So we want those lasting connections.
You all are also heavily involved in the community. From a conservation standpoint, talk about your efforts and what you all strive to do.
So on our trip itself, we have our Cat Challenge, and our Cat Challenge is our initiative to get more people involved with cleaning up our waterways. So they have the option of taking a trash bag with them. put it in their kayak, and then they collect the whole way. So anything they see in the land and the water. We spend our whole off season cleaning the lake because the water levels are at the lowest, so we can get all the trash we can find. And our big thing is to protect and preserve the area, and this is our way of doing that.
I think all that's left now is to gear up and hit the water. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Down to the small details like providing water-resistant phone cases to taking and sending free photos of the day's adventures, Kayaking Adventures of Tennessee strives to accommodate their guests and help them make memories for a lifetime.
Do you know what the fastest growing equestrian sport in the nation is? Cowboy mounted shooting competitions are an annual event in the Upper Cumberland. Let's check in with field correspondent Shan Stout as she hops in the saddle in Cookeville for this unique and entertaining sporting event.
Recognized as the fastest growing equestrian sport in the nation, cowboy mounted shooting competitions draw horse and shooting enthusiasts from across the country to compete in this unique sport.
Hi everybody, I'm channeling my inner cowgirl today. You won't believe where we are. I'm in Cookeville, Tennessee at Tennessee Tech University's Hunter Burks Pavilion, and we are at the cowboy mounted shooting competition. Okay, you might want to know what that is. I also want to know what that is. So I brought an expert. I'm here with Paige McGinnis, and she's with the National Cowboy Mounted Shooting Association. Hi, Paige.
Hi, thank you guys for having me, and welcome to the competition.
Oh, we're obviously excited to be here. I was told this is the fastest growing equestrian sport in the nation right now.
Yes.
So we need to know all about it. Let's start from the top.
Well, this sport is a great sport because anybody can do it. If you have even if you don't have horses or guns or know anything about the sport, anybody can get involved.
Now, tell us, how old do you have to be? How do you get into this sport? I mean, it's very unusual.
Well, most of the time it happens because people get an interest. They hear about it and they're like, oh, that seems kind of cool. And we get spectators and they get interested and they start looking through it. Our youngest competitor is 3 and our oldest one is 93. So you don't there is no age range on when you can do this.
Obviously not. I'm somewhere in the middle. So tell me, you know, I see you're dressed in Western attire. I'm dressed in Western attire. I just threw this on today. It just happened to work. Tell us, is there a dress code for the event?
Yes. What makes our sport different than any regular rodeo sports? Yes, you do have to have the traditional hat and long sleeve button down and jeans. But you also have to have chinks and holsters and guns, of course, otherwise you can't do the sport.
So it's the whole Annie Oakley thing.
Yes.
You've got it all going on.
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about safety because there are horses and guns involved, and it is a spectator sport as well, like people can watch. So should I be concerned?
No, that's the great thing about this is you don't have to worry about it. We are not shooting projectiles. It is just black powder. They only travel up to 15 feet. Every one of our ammo producers actually have to go through safety regulations just for that. They only travel 15. If they go 20, they don't pass. So also what we do within our patterns is we set everything 30 feet off the fences. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, even if you were standing right here, you're nowhere near that black powder in any way.
Correct.
Okay, and it's very theatrical. I mean, because it is black powder, you're seeing this smoke. I mean, it's very Wild West altogether.
Yes, it's great for pictures because you always get that fireball.
Oh, it's
and
dramatic.
Smoke. Yes.
Yes, yes. I'm so excited about it today. Now, let's talk about spectators. People can come, they can watch the competition. What's the admission fee?
It's free. Every one of our events across the entire nation, including our 6 national events, are all free. We just want you guys to come and check it out.
So do you think there's a chance that maybe I can see what it's all about today?
Oh yes, I have a horse that'll be great. We can walk through it. I can show you the steps and we can get you on a horse and get you going.
Well, this sounds very exciting. I'm equally horrified and a little nervous.
Hey, enough talking. Let's get on, mount up.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Oh. You made that look real easy. Oh my word.
Okay, so to get them to walk, you're gonna wanna put your hand forward and clock. There you go.
He wants to go out the gate. Come on.
Come on, Sid.
Come on. I'm obviously an expert. I obviously was not confident enough to shoot and ride the horse at the same time, so now is a shooting lesson.
Yes, alrighty. Okay, so once again, unloaded,
All right.
just to make sure. All right, you have to pull the hammer back and cock for
Holy
every,
cow. All while you're sitting on a horse?
yes,
Okay.
and you can't look. The only thing that you're looking at is you're looking down the barrel because you're looking for your sight and you're looking for that balloon.
So what are you most proud of? There has to be a moment where you just
I was
nailed
really
it.
proud last weekend. Our friend Courtney, who actually is here competing with us, her and I were the only ones to run 9-second patterns.
9-second patterns, 10 targets. Insanity. We've got real cowboys and cowgirls here.
Taking place in Cookeville each year, guests can expect the Cowboy Mounted Shooting Competition to offer a full day of family-friendly entertainment with free admission.
Do you know your Americanaville? Learn more about the meaning behind that as we join field correspondent Matt Beal for an intimate singer-songwriter experience at the Iron and Oak Event Center in Livingston, the home of live Americana music.
Situated in the heart of the charming small town of Livingston, Americanaville is an intimate listening room with a sense of nostalgia that takes guests behind the music of some of their most beloved songs.
Welcome to thriving and vibrant downtown Livingston, Tennessee, and to the Iron and Oak Event Center. And I'm joined today by the creators of Americanaville, Mark Hauser and Tina Rogers. Mark, Tina, thanks so much for having us in today.
Thanks for being here today.
It's great.
This is very exciting. I hear the sound check going on and everybody's getting revved up for the show.
Right. We've got a big show tonight. Brian Wyatt's in town. We've had a number of #1 singles.
Yes, he did a duet with Shania Twain and was
Yeah,
telling me tonight that she was just awesome to work with.
Wow.
From This Moment On. Most people remember that song, great song.
And I know the Americanaville is 4 years old, but the concept is older.
Yes.
And started in your basement. Do I have that right?
It goes back to 2013. In 2012, I'd released an album on Real Rhythm Records. I'd been a songwriter since the 80s, but I had not been an artist. Well, I did this record and I had 2 or 3 record labels wanting to pick it up, so I ended up on Real Rhythm, and we went #9 in Billboard. So after that, I got to thinking how I could give back to this community. The reason it's in Livingston, Tennessee, so that's my hometown. That's my Americanaville. And I came up with the concept of Americanaville in my basement. Tina came along in 17. We met on the set of Nashville. We were in the same scene. So by 21, it had developed into, let's have a show here, like a dinner theater from the 50s, you know, where it's kind of different.
So this is not like going downtown to a loud bar or
Not at all.
Or a review. This is a totally different experience. So
Well,
how did that come to be?
The songwriters tell their stories. That's what's so cool is that they come in, they play their music, they tell the stories where the song came from. You know, it gives you more of the intimate feel, like you know this person.
The stories behind the songs.
That's what we go for, and we've had almost right at 200 #1 songs performed on that stage. Just Hall of Famers. Grammy Award winners, you know, so it's all, we take in all genres of music, and our sound is top of the line. Jared Rogers, Tina's son, runs the sound. He's very good at what he does.
And the way it's set up, I feel like I can get a group of friends together and we can come get a table, or I can come as a couple and we can make some new friends at a table. Now you say food, so where does that come from?
We have partnered with Cindy and Steve Cooper that own the Steel Coop. We're attached to it, the building is. And the food is amazing. And so you can order food. The doors open at 5:30. We have a full bar. And then 7 o'clock, the artist goes on. And then we do meet and greets and They get to meet the artist, and it's a great opportunity.
And a lot of these artists bring their merchandise, and they'll stick around afterwards, get their picture made with everybody.
You mentioned a shh policy?
Yes.
Tell me about the shh policy.
That's just no excessive or loud talking like you'd find in a bar, because we want to pay respects to these artists. We want to treat them better than anybody else treats them, so they want to come back.
Well, I can't wait to get in here and hear what tonight has to
Well,
offer.
it sounds like they've stopped rehearsing, so maybe the show's going to begin.
Perfect. We're
Let's do
looking
it.
forward to it. Thanks again for having us.
Thank
It's
you,
such a
Matt.
pleasure to
Thank
meet
you
y'all.
so much.
Americanaville is a brand that grew from a love of this country and a love for Livingston, Tennessee. But it's more than a brand. It's who you are. It's how you feel.
And that's Americanaville.
Picturesque garden views, lodging, and event space. Stories behind the music, cowboy shooting, delectable dining, and floating into adventure. This was an episode that surely inspired your next visit to Tennessee's Upper Cumberland. Thank you for traveling with us today on this journey and uncovering the region's hidden gems. Until our next adventure, wish you were here.
I don't know how I'm supposed to shoot and ride at the same time. I can't ride and ride at the same time.
It's cowboy mounted shooting competitions. We found it. Just tried to make it really solid for you guys. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Wish You Were Here, produced under an agreement with the Upper Cumberland Development District and made possible in part through support from the Tennessee Tech University Center for Rural Innovation and the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.